दृष्टुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Dear students, we have discussed the nucleophilic addition reaction in carbonyl compounds. We have discussed the nucleophilic addition reaction of hydrogen cyanide with carbonyl compound to form cyanohydrine, and all carbonyl compounds react with sodium bisulfite to form a white crystalline solid or a precipitate due to the bisulfite compound of the carbonyl compound, and this reaction is taken as a test for identifying a presence of a carbonyl group in any organic compound. Now we'll come to addition of Grignard reagent. So this Grignard reagent is alkyl magnesium halide or MgX. So this X can be chlorine, bromine or iodine. X can be chlorine, so alkyl magnesium halide. And so this magnesium atom in Grignard reagent is always in sp hybrid state. So if you come to the R is what? A carbon part. H you can take, and this is Mg and this is X. So this is in sp hybrid state. This is a sigma bond. This is a sigma bond. Electronegativity of magnesium is 1.2 and carbon is 2.5. It is a covalent molecule and a highly useful synthetic reagent. So if you say these are the hydrogen atoms, if you take a simple alkyl group R, so there is always a drift of electron take place towards carbon atom. The carbon atom has a delta negative charge and magnesium atom has delta positive charge in this molecule. So this has a tendency to produce what? R minus. So this can easily produce this C. This part is the negative part, this part is the positive part. So this is carbon with a negative charge is called carbanion. The carbon atom with a negative charge is a carbanion. Hence, the carbonyl this Grignard reagent is a precursor of the Grignard reagent. This sentence you please children remember. So Grignard reagent is a precursor of carbanion. That means the Grignard reagent in any compound, if you take Grignard reagent, it will give us R minus. It gives us R minus. And one more thing, the Grignard reagent is always stored in ether. It is always stored in ether. Hence, whenever we take a reaction of Grignard reagent, we take a dry ether. It should not be hydrated, it should be dry ether. So reaction takes place always in a dry ether, and a cold condition the reaction take place. And these are the precautions that are to taken. And we have a separate chapter, the preparation and properties of Grignard reagent, that you have studied in 11th class. We will also discuss I will be discussing also the preparation and the synthetic applications of Grignard reagent. I will take 2 or 3 periods and explain you. Just you take now, it is a precursor of carbanion. That means if you take RMgX, so the RMgX, so this is R has a negative charge and magnesium has a positive charge. So this common knowledge. Now let's come to the carbonyl compound. If you take a carbonyl group now, in presence of ether, carbon oxygen sigma bond, there is a pi bond, and there is always drift of electron take place. So this has a delta negative charge, carbon has a delta positive charge. So the moment you take a Grignard reagent or MgX in presence of ether, what will happen? So this R is negative and MgX is positive. So this R will go to carbon. The carbonium this carbonyl carbon will attract the nucleophile. R minus is the nucleophile. So the nucleophilic part will first go to carbon, and this pi bond will break, and you get this. We get a product like this. C remains, and R is attached to carbon. R goes to carbon, and we get O MgX. So this is the negative part. Now this this attracts this remains like this. So then MgX is the positive part. So this MgX go to this compound, and this form the product as CrOMgX. This addition product the carbonyl group forms. Then this is an unstable compound. From this it will undergo hydrolysis to produce this compound. So this is the common idea I gave you. Now I will sketch out the total sketch of the addition of Grignard reagent to carbonyl compounds. If you come to CO, the CO carbonyl group, O is delta negative, carbon is delta positive, and you have this R MgX. Here Mg is positive, R is negative. So the R goes to C and MgX comes to O, and in presence of ether, this undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction. This undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction to form a reaction intermediate. We get R, C, this remains like this, 2 bonds, and we get O, MgX. This is an unstable compound. We get this compound is unstable because there is a inorganic part, this is the organic part. Now this upon hydrolysis, if you take an acid H plus HOH, so this undergoes hydrolysis, we got this break, and you get the H and OH, and we get the compound HRCOH, alcohol plus MgOH. So this is an alcohol, and this undergoes acid hydrolysis. So this we have done in our alcohol chapter, preparation of alcohol. So when a carbonyl compound is treated with a Grignard reagent in presence of ether, it undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction to form an unstable product, which upon hydrolysis produces an alcohol. So this is a very, very useful method for preparation of this. The formaldehyde forms primary alcohol, all other aldehydes forms secondary alcohol, and acetone forms or ketones form tertiary alcohol. Now let's take we will take a known compound, CH3MgBr, we will take methyl magnesium bromide, and we will take formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone and write the reaction, so that it will be easy for us to sketch out. Now let's see. Formaldehyde we take HCO formaldehyde, and this is delta negative, this is delta positive. We take this CH3MgBr, methyl magnesium bromide. This is the Grignard reagent, is called methyl magnesium bromide. And this methyl magnesium bromide in presence of ether, will undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. So this CH3 is the negative part, Mg is positive part, CH3 will go to carbon and MgBr will go to O. So we get here CH3 CHHOMgBr. This is unstable, and this upon hydrolysis, we take the H plus and OH hydrolysis. So this breaks here, OH and H, we get CH3, CS2, OH, ethyl alcohol, MgOH, Br. So this is ethyl alcohol, a primary alcohol. So it is a 1 degree alcohol because this CS2OH group, this CS2OH group is a primary alcoholic group. So this is called. So when formaldehyde treated with methyl magnesium bromide in presence of dry ether undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction to form an unstable adduct, which upon hydrolysis by an acid produces ethyl alcohol. Now we'll come to how acetaldehyde and acetone react with methyl magnesium bromide to form a secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. Now let's take CH3HCO, this is acetaldehyde. We are treating this with methyl magnesium bromide, and this in presence of ether, this undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction. So this is CH3 is negative and MgBr is positive, O is negative, C is positive. So CH3 adds to carbon, MgBr to O. So we get a product, addition product as CH3, CHO, MgBr. This upon these are unstable. This product is a unstable product. Hence, its advantage is taken by acid hydrolysis. By in presence of an acid, this undergoes break. So we get here CH3, CHOH isopropyl alcohol plus MgOH-Br. So this is a isopropyl alcohol. This is a secondary alcohol. This is a 2 degree alcohol, secondary alcohol. So when acetaldehyde treated with methyl magnesium bromide in presence of dry ether undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction to produce an unstable adduct, which upon hydrolysis it produces secondary alcohol, the isopropyl alcohol. Now when you come to acetone, CH3CO, this is acetone. So there is always a depolarization of the pi bond take place in the carbonyl group to produce this, and we take the methyl magnesium bromide, the simplest Grignard reagent, and here is the minus. So this in presence of ether undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction. The CH3 added to the carbon and MgBr is added to O, the pi bond breaks. So we get the more product here as CH3, COH, and so CH3, CH3, O, MgBr. This product is unstable, and this upon hydrolysis by an acid, we take any mineral acid, this undergoes hydrolysis, it produces H and OH. So we get the product as CH3, OH, tertiary butyl alcohol plus MgOH-Br. So there is a tertiary alcohol, there is a tertiary butyl alcohol, 3 degree alcohol. This is a method of preparation of alcohols. This we have done in alcohol chapter. We have taken the how alcohols can be prepared. HRG we have taken as the code, hydrolysis of organic compounds, then O, the R, reduction of carbonyl compounds, and Z, Grignard reagent synthesis. So this is a very important reaction. We will be using this in conversion of secondary alcohol to tertiary alcohol, primary alcohol to secondary alcohol also. We will be, after this finishing the chemical properties, we will take some conversions in which the carbonyl compounds are involved. So A we have taken elimination reaction, we have completed the addition reaction. Now we will come to reduction reaction. Reduction reaction. So if you come to aldehyde, RCOH, and if you come to ketone, RCOR. So in both the reactions, what you have here, we have here one bond is a sigma bond and one bond is a pi bond. So this is a pi bond, this is a sigma bond. So in the carbonyl group, if you take the carbonyl group is very susceptible to a reduction reaction. Why? Now this pi bond is there. The pi bond is a weak bond. It's a loosely held electron cloud, more diffused into the space and can easily break. So if we add 2 hydrogen, this can undergo addition reaction, 2 hydrogen. So the pi bond will break, this side H and this side H. So we will get a product as CHOH, this alcohol. So in presence of A, reducing agent, we get alcohol. Suppose we take a strong reducing agent. We take a carbonyl compound and with a strong reducing agent which can subscribe 4 nascent hydrogen. So we add a strong reducing agent. We use a stronger reducing agent. So there this oxygen atom can go as a 2 hydrogen atom. So this oxygen atom can be eliminated as a molecule of water. So the 2 hydrogen atoms will take oxygen as a molecule of water and this will form CS2. So this is alkane. So depending upon the reducing agent we use, the carbonyl compounds undergo reduction to form an alcohol. So this depends upon the reducing agent. So there are many types of reducing agents are there. So this alcohol, the reduction reaction of carbonyl compounds undergo reduction reaction. They can be reduced to alcohol or they can be reduced to alkane. So this alkane generally done by the Clemenson's reduction. It can be done by Clemenson's reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction. 2 reactions are there. There are 2 named reactions. Carbonyl compounds undergo Clemenson's reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction to produce alkane. And they can undergo reduction reaction by using this. So while using this alcohol, this reduction to alcohol is done by the reducing agents. They will have the specific reducing agents. They will give us alcohol, and there are specific reducing agents. They will give us this. So what are the reducing agents? They give us alcohol, and what are the reducing agents? They give us the alkane. So we will discuss the reduction of alcohol in 2 parts. Reduction of carbonyl compound to alcohol. So we will divide the reaction as a reduction of carbonyl compounds to alcohol. So the carbonyl compounds can undergo reduction to alcohol. When a carbonyl compound is reduced by using any one of such reducing agents, then what are the reducing agents they are taken? So in case of for reducing agent, what are the alcohol? We can take as a sodium plus alcohol. We can use the sodium plus alcohol. When sodium is treated with alcohol, this produces nascent hydrogen. ROH is the alcohol. We treat this with sodium. So this forms RONA, sodium alkoxide plus hydrogen. This produces sodium alkoxide and hydrogen. So this nascent hydrogen in the reaction medium produced can carry out the reaction. Then another reducing agent is lithium aluminium hydride. Lithium aluminium hydride. This is a metallic hydride. So this is a very, very good reducing agent. They reduce the carbonyl compound to alcohol. Then another is we can heat it with nickel. We can take hydrogen and heat it with nickel, Renni nickel. So nickel at 300 degree centigrade. So this is called Renni nickel. So 300 degree centigrade we heat and we get alcohol. Or we can also, in place of nickel, at a lower temperature, we can take hydrogen and use the palladium or platinum catalyst. We can use also palladium or platinum catalyst to carry out the reduction. So this is the type of reactions they undergo. So this reaction is called as catalytic hydrogenation. Because here hydrogen is added. Here the hydrogen is added. Nothing is lost. So hydrogen is added. This hence is called catalytic hydrogenation by using hydrogen and Renni nickel or hydrogen, palladium and platinum. When we use palladium and platinum, this takes place at a lower temperature. This reaction takes place at a lower temperature. But in case of hydrogen nickel, when we heat, it takes place in case of 300 degree centigrade temperature we heat, then we get the reaction. And sodium alcohol can be also taken to carry out the reaction. So in this reaction, what is happening? So we take the carbonyl compound and 2 nascent hydrogen is added. So we take the reducing agent so this forms the alcohol CHOH. The pi bond breaks, this side H and this side H, we get the alcohol. So if you take H and H, formaldehyde, we get H and H, we get a primary alcohol. And if you take CH3H, you can get an aldehyde, primary alcohol, acetaldehyde. Formaldehyde will produce methyl alcohol, acetaldehyde produce ethyl alcohol, and acetone will produce isopropyl alcohol by this reaction. So now when a carbonyl compound is reduced by any one of such reducing agents, sodium and alcohol, or by heating with lithium aluminium hydride, or by heating with hydrogen by Renni nickel or palladium and platinum, the corresponding alcohol is produced. The corresponding alcohol is produced. Now let's take formaldehyde, HHCO. We take formaldehyde. So 2 hydrogen atoms they come. Suppose we use here lithium aluminium hydride. Then pi bond will break. So this will produces methyl alcohol, CH3OH. This methyl alcohol is produced. Formaldehyde on reduction produces methyl alcohol. Or if you take acetaldehyde, CS3H and CO, then 2H, we use lithium aluminum hydride, then pi bond will break and H will be added, we get CS3 CS2 OH. This is ethyl alcohol. So all aldehydes except formaldehyde on reduction they produce primary alcohol. This CS2OH group is a primary alcoholic group, so they form this primary alcohol. Then comes acetone, CS3CO, and we have 2H, and this is lithium aluminum hydride. Then this form produces CH3CH OH, and this is called isopropyl alcohol, a secondary alcohol. So these reactions we will be using very much in our conversion. I have taught you also while teaching you alcohol one class. If you take alcohol 12 number class number 12, lecture number 12 of alcohol, if you take, you will see there I have done the conversions. So go through that alcohol 12, lecture number 12 in alcohol. I have done the conversions. So there I have used these reactions. Again, after completing aldehyde and ketone, I will be doing some conversions. There this reaction will be using very much. Now we'll come to reduction of carbonyl compounds to alkene. So this reduction of carbonyl compound to alkene, reduction of carbonyl compound to alkene can be done by two reactions. One is called Clemenson's reduction. Clemenson's reduction, and by Wolff-Kishner reduction. Both the reactions are important. Many often Clemenson, what is, one more question you may get, what is Clemenson's reduction? Or what is the reducing agent used in Clemenson's reduction? This may be a question for a CHSC or CBSE or ICSE board question. So this alcohol carbonyl compounds can be reduced to alkane by either by Clemenson's reduction or by Wolff-Kishner reduction. Now let's first discuss this Clemenson's reduction, then we will go to discuss the Wolff-Kishner reduction. So the scientist is the Clemenson, he has produced. So here in Clemenson's reduction, the reducing agent, we use the reducing agent as zinc amalgam. Zinc amalgam plus concentrated HCl. So this is the reducing agent used, zinc amalgam and this. So what is zinc amalgam? Zinc with mercury. So this is the short form, the right, zinc mercury. This is the symbol for zinc amalgam. So what is zinc? Zinc is a highly electropositive metal. It produces nascent hydrogen. It displaces hydrogen from water, from alcohol, from carboxylic acids, from mineral acids also. It produces nascent hydrogen. But what is the problem with zinc? Now zinc is highly electropositive. It's placed as a transition element. When exposed to atmosphere, it forms zinc oxide. So zinc never remains as zinc. Zinc becomes zinc oxide. Hence, it is amalgamated by mercury. So what they do? They take zinc and mercury, they melt the zinc and add mercury to that. So zinc and the amalgam, they form an alloy. Zinc and amalgam, zinc and mercury, they form an alloy. So mercury is a resistance towards atmospheric oxidation. So it remains coated over the zinc, so does not allow the oxygen to go to zinc. Hence, zinc is protected, and that when comes in contact with HCl, it produces nascent hydrogen. That nascent hydrogen reacts. So this zinc reacts with HCl to produce zinc chloride and nascent hydrogen. So this is the reaction. So we are taking here constant HCl, so that continuous supply of hydrogen is obtained. So we will take the carbonyl compound now. Any carbonyl compound, treat this with it produces 4 nascent hydrogen. Continuous supply of hydrogen we get. So we take zinc amalgam, this symbol zinc amalgam plus HCl concentrated, and it is heated. It's heated, then this forms a alkane CH2 plus water. So this produces a alkane. So now when a carbonyl compound both is heated with zinc amalgam and HCl undergoes Clemenson's reaction to produce the corresponding alkane. Suppose they take formaldehyde. We take formaldehyde, and so this produces 4 nascent hydrogen. This zinc amalgam plus concentration HCl, we are heating it. So this forms methane. This produces methane plus water. And if you take acetaldehyde, CH3H, CO, acetaldehyde, this reducing agent zinc amalgam and HCl, we take zinc amalgam and HCl, we are adding constant HCl and heat it. This produces 4 nascent hydrogen, they reduce this, so this forms CH3 ethane. We get ethane plus water. So this is ethane. This we have done while reading alkane preparation. We have done this alkane preparation. So now we will come to acetone, CH3, CH3CO, and we are now adding zinc amalgam and HCl, constant HCl, and we heat it. The 4 nascent hydrogens are produced. This produces propane, CH3, CH2, CH3, propane plus water. So one thing, during Clemenson's reduction, what happens? This carbonyl group is reduced to CH2 group. So when you are doing conversion, when you are doing converse anywhere, you want the carbonyl group to be converted to alkane part, then we do their zinc amalgam constant HCl Clemenson's reduction. Children, we have done this elimination reaction, addition reaction and redoxin reaction. Next class I will be discussing with you Wolff-Kilsner reduction and some other name reactions, and the EAR reactions involving carbonyl group. Then you will go to reactions in which aldehydes and ketones differ. So if you have not subscribed our channel, then you will subscribe our channel by pressing the bell icon in the right side at the bottom, and like the video. And if you have any question anywhere, if you have not followed, or if you have any question you want to ask or interact with me, many people they are writing their questions, and you can give your comment. How do you like the class, or what you want more from us? Then I will be adapting myself to rise to your expectation, because this carbonyl compound is a very, very important subject for a student, because the same thing when you will read aromatic chemistry, benzaldehyde and acetophenone we have in the syllabus, when you will discuss this, but all these reactions we will discuss there. So thank you very much to be with us.